but I've been kind of sick. But I wanted to just talk with some of you all and just encourage you some of the things that God taught me and maybe give you some insight on some things, that you may can take with you, whatever endeavor that you're doing. Maybe you can use it for yourself as to, take it from one level to the next. But all day today, the Lord was just dropping in my spirit about the law of recognition. My mentor, which is Dr. Mike Murdoch, have been mentoring me probably about 7 years. And what he was telling me today, he said, everything you need is near you. It's merely waiting on you to recognize what you need. And all day that was just in my spirit. Everything you need is near you. Everything you need is near you. Merely waiting on you to recognize it. Sometimes we don't see the value in the people that we have around us because we're too busy looking on the outer instead of looking like God looks in the inner and recognize the value of what they carry and knowing that what they carry, you need it. No matter whether you know him or you don't, because God will confirm everything that he does, everything that he tells you, he will confirm it. And he was just talking to me about the law of recognition, that we just don't recognize our blessings. A lot of times we're praying, asking God, Father, send me this person, send me that person. But when he brings it, we don't recognize it. I was been on my job, and I've been on it almost 2 years, making good money. And I remember last year, I told God, when God started dealing with me with talk from the heart, I told him, I said, Father, I need to make the money in order to do what you called me to do in this vision. I was sowing seeds. And I told God, I said, Father, I need by the end of 2018, I need to make this amount of money. I just told him flat out the exact amount. I started sowing toward it. And by the end of 2018, because I was sowing into my mentor, I made over what I told God I wanted to make. So when he gave me this vision here, I told him again at the beginning of this year, I need to make this amount of money. This amount of money so I can sow, this amount of money so I can pay my bill, this amount of money so I can push the vision. I just made it so plain and so clear because that's how my mentor taught me how to go from one level to the other. I have to make it plain to the Lord. But when he began to teach me about recognizing everything you need is near you. Then before I launched Talk from the Heart with Tangi, I kept telling the Lord, I said, Father, I cannot go forth and talk from the heart. I say, because I'm being pulled so many different ways. I'm just being pulled. And I really want to, I've been talking to you. I really want to put all of my time into Talk from the Heart. And I remember I was getting upset about, what's going on, I said man's job. I put it that way. And the Lord told me, he said, don't get mad at those people. He said, that's theirs. He said, I gave you yours. He said, go back to the vision I showed you 3 years ago. And when I began to sit down and just go over what the Lord had told me, that's when it popped back up in my spirit, Talk from the Heart. He said, now, I gave you yours, just like I gave in the Bible. It talks about me giving those to the stewards, the talents to the steward. He said, now, you take what I gave you. You make it grow. You set the standards. He said, what their standards, they set it for them. He said, but in my kingdom, I set higher standards. You can't expect for them to operate in standards of a kingdom that operating in the natural. And so as I sat down, I was talking to the Lord about it. I said, Father, you're so right. He said, don't get mad at them. He said, because you should distinct, there should be a difference between you and the world. He said, they didn't recognize the value that you carry. So now you have to go and you have to set for the standards of the kingdom. And those that I send to you will recognize the value that you carry. And he began to just talk to me, but I just wanted to talk to somebody today. Don't sit around waiting on people to recognize your value, because many of them won't. It's not that they just being mean or nasty. They just don't recognize it. The Bible tells us that sometimes God hides things from people. And he does. He hides it. And that's okay. And he hides it for a reason. But, it just taught me a lot of life lessons between the world and the standards of God. God's standards are so high. And only us that have the Spirit of God can recognize those standards. A lot of times it takes God to help us walk in those standards. And, since I've launched Talk from the Heart, God had given me, I wanted to come before you all tomorrow, but I'm going to wait another day, I think Monday or Tuesday. And I just want to let that word, because this is a word that's going to go down in our spirit. And I just been really, since haven't been feeling good, I just been really just meditating on what the Lord, has been telling me about that. And, I said, Lord, my job is to transition the lives of your people through the heart of truth. Give them truth. Because a lot of times we're missing truth. And truth is what help us take us from, when we can receive it, it takes us from one place to the next place to the next place. Because when we have truth, we have a better focus on where we're going, better understanding. We have a lot of wisdom, how to make decisions, when to make the decisions. And just through the law of recognition of my mentor teaching me, I tell you all, within the last couple of years, I have not had problems with finances. I've been able to sow seeds the way the Lord, what he asked me for, and still had money to pay my bills. And I tell you, y'all that are single, I ain't had no man to help me with nothing. I drive nice, live nice. I'm telling you, if you get this book, you can go to Amazon.com, or you can go to Dr. Mike Murdoch Ministries and get that book. And I say his teaching have catapulted me from one level to the next level and given me a lot of wisdom, knowing how to make decisions, when to make them. Because I made a decision beginning of last year. Everybody didn't understand why I didn't make the decisions that everybody else made. But I heard from God, and I would not make decisions that everybody made. Didn't really understand why. I knew a little bit about it. But when I got to this year, and God dropped in my spirit, it's time from Talk for the Heart. I said, God, you awesome. Because I did not move out of timing. And I just want to encourage you all, just to stand still. If you have a mentor, if you have a pastor, whoever, recognize the value of them that's near you. Everything that you need is near you. It's merely waiting on you to recognize your gifts, your talents, your mentors, everything is there. You got to open your eyes and ask God to show you that what he gave you, how to make that grow. He will show it to you, because he showed it to me. He gave me my apostle. He gave me my mentor. He gave me everything that I needed. He sent me to school, got my degrees, got my business license. Precept upon precept, line upon line. God did not miss anything. So when I got to this place, I understood how to move in the things that he gave me. And I just want to encourage everybody that if you have a greater vision, ask God, start asking God, who did you give me? What mouthpiece you gave me to help me go where you told me I'm to go? Just ask him. He will tell you. And when he gives you that voice, recognize the value in that voice, because there's a value there. And when you recognize it, that's when the blessings, as they impart in you, that's when your blessings will increase, because you recognize, you honor that, what he gave you. Protect that, what he gave you, because that's what I do. I protect that. I sow into them personally and ministry. When I need something, I know how to take a seed and sow it. And I tell y'all, when they speak, that thing come to pass. It really, really does come to pass. And so I've just learned to sit at the feet of those greater than I, listen to the wisdom and the knowledge that they have, so that I'm able to keep moving forward. Even when the enemy think he has me cornered, I go to one of them. I sit at the feet. By the time I come out from under their presence and that anointing they carry, I'm ready to move in the things that God have given me. So I just encourage you all, whatever you do, make God your partner. He will tell you the strategies that you need, because in the kingdom is different than the world. Even though the world may operate out of principles and laws, they do. And that's why a lot of times they are blessed. They're operating in principles and laws when we, the people of God, don't even operate. And you're wondering why they're blessed. Because they're operating in them. I've seen it with my own eyes. And I just be laughing. I said, Lord, they operate in your principles and laws, don't even know they operating. I said, but we that know it, we that carry it, we can't do it for some reason. And we're still down at the Lord, and it should not be. So I just encourage everybody, that are listening to me to get the law of recognition, start studying the principle and laws of God. Those are the things are going to help take you in your financial area. Because I got tired of being without. And I told God, I said, you got to teach me how to succeed, how to increase. And God began to teach me through experiences. He started me with a $7 seed. And he began to teach me about the $7 seed and began to impart that anointing in me. And I began to teach my children about the $7, because that's all I had at the time to give. And each time he increased. Each time he does that, and he teaches me about the law. He teaches me about his statutes, teach me about his ordinances, how to move in these things, what they mean, how to understand them, when to. So I just encourage you all, and God is going to allow me, when the time comes, to begin to teach you all through the experience that I have had walking these things out, because it's not an overnight thing. It's a walking out through experience, so that when you tell others about it, you have the word behind you, and you have the evidence behind you. Because that's what I told God. I say, I just don't want to be one that got the word. I want to be one that got the evidence with the word. That when I tell them this is how you did it, and I impart it in them, they can go and do that same thing and watch the word work in their lives as well. But that was just on my heart tonight, just to talk to you all. I just can't wait till I come before you all. I can't wait. It's just so much that, I have to say, but I'm in the midst of trying to, really talk from the heart. But I just can't wait, because I have so much to, teach, and so many things I can just talk about what God has did in my life. And what I've seen, not just in spiritual, but what I've seen in the natural, in those that operate in his principles and laws and didn't even know they were operating in it. I have some stories to tell. But he's allowed me to go through all these experiences, so when I got here, I'll be able to help, diverse of people. And I'll be able to break it down to you, maybe at your level. It's some fun. I got some funny stories, and I go up in the spirit. I got some of those too. But I just want y'all that know the words of prayer. I'm kind of down in my, in my body. Know the words of prayer, that you pray for me, but I will just keep moving forward and talk from the heart. The Lord really, while I was down the last 2 days, God was just talking. I said, Father, maybe I just needed to stay home for you to just talk. I think I slept. I said my body slept for 14 hours, but the spirit talked those 14 hours. So I'm like, okay, Father, I hear you. Maybe I just needed to just stay home, rest, and hear you and get some instructions. But those that, know the words of prayer, pray for me. I will be coming as much as I can, as he give it to me. I'm going to do some teaching, some things, as he release me to teach it, at whatever level that he wants me to, teach it at. Because I like bringing it on down to our every day. I like doing that. Because it's funny when I do, because I tell you some stories and some experiences I've had. But those that know the word of prayer, just pray for me. And like I said, tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday, I'm gonna upload on YouTube, and it's another subject that God gave me. He gave it to me Monday, but then I got sick. So I said, "Well, Lord, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not going. The devil ain't do that. I think what it is, I just been pushing myself so hard, and trying to do what He's told me to do. I just, pushed myself into where I needed to lay down and just rest. And in my resting, just hear Him. But I will be talking to you all Monday. Don't forget, I will come on and just let you all know, give you something on Facebook, let you know I'm about to upload or whatever it may be. And just let you know that you can go and see it. And then just tell a friend, about it, because it's going to get better and better and better and better as God give it to me, as I hear what the Lord wants me to tell you, because I don't want to tell you anything that He doesn't, want me to tell you out of season. I will tell you what He wants me to tell you, and whatever revelation He gives me, whatever it may be, I'll just tell you what He says. All right, but I thank you all that are listening, that are live with me. Share this with someone, and I will see you all Monday. Upload a video of YouTube with Talk from the Heart. Thank you. Bye-bye.